every time I meet people, people are always like, oh my God, your personality is so huge and you're always smiling and bubbly and happy. And like, you don't look like you have depression. And then the next thing I always think is like, well, what does depression look like? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about an important subject. It's an important subject to me. And for me, I've always been an open book, and I have no problem with sharing things that I go through and things that I feel. And this is a sore subject, but I feel like it's more of a sore subject in like the Black community and like people of color. But like, if we could just like get past that, it would be so beneficial for us. But today we are talking about depression. We are talking about depression today. I have suffered from depression and anxiety for years. I mean, years. There's this weird stigma about it. I always hate saying this because it's like so like cliche and corny, but it's very true. Like in the Black community, it's like something that's like uncomfortable to talk about. If you like talk about you being depressed, it's like, oh, you're being white. Or, oh, like we don't have issues like that. Or like, oh, what's wrong with you? You're being ungrateful or things like that. And it's like, no, I'm just really having a mental battle, and that's normal for like everybody. I really noticed that I was suffering from depression after I had it was really like light when I had my son Saeed, who is my second born. It was like light, it was mild. I knew it was there, but I just was kind of like, you're tripping. You know what I mean? Like stop tripping. Like, you're all right, you know? So, and then it comes with the like, oh my God, everybody's lives there's so many other people whose lives are so much worse than yours. Like, you're being so ungrateful, you're being dramatic, you're being like all these things, completely invalidating my feelings and what I was going through. And then after I had my twins 2 years later, that's when I really knew like I was in it. I went through full-blown postpartum depression. My son Eli cried from the moment he was born, literally every second of the day until he was like 8 months old, maybe 9. Like, he cried, continuously cried. And that was so much for me. And I just was like, oh my God, I completely regret having 4 children. I completely regret this whole situation. Like, this is too much. And on top of that, I was just overwhelmed in general with being a young mom. And like, my son Saeed turned 2 a couple days before the twins were born. So I was pregnant with twins with a very young, like with a baby, another baby. And I had Naveen, who was at the time 4. Yeah, she was 4 years old. And I had, oh my God, my depression was so bad. Like, I would literally just break down and just cry. I cried all the time. It was hard for me to get up. It was constant feeling of being like, I'm so tired, but no amount of sleep that I get will ever like make me feel good, or like ever make me feel rested enough. No amount of vacation time, no amount of time away from my children will make me feel okay. And I had started to feel kind of better when my twins were just about to turn 1. I started to feel like kind of good or whatever. And then my husband went away to prison for 15 months. And that was like when I think that was the darkest time of my depression. But at the same time, I was in survival mode because I'm like, I have 4 children. I have to continue to work and provide and be sane for them right now. even though I'm going insane in my own head. I swear I cried every day during that time. And I wasn't crying just because of my husband being gone. I was crying because I was purely overwhelmed. Like, just even thinking about it now, I'm just like, I don't even know how I got through that time. That was purely like God's grace, like 100%. Like those are those moments when it's like, I know that he's real, because I could have, oh my God, the day that my husband left, I was like, oh no, I'm not getting through this. I might die. I legit felt that way. Like, that's how I felt. And it's weird to be on like the other side of that like darkest point of my life and that be over. And I'm just like, whoa, that was a time. You know, like that was a time. That's so weird to think about. But yeah, like even now, like to this day, like today, I still battle anxiety and depression. It got like, it's weird because I was in survival mode and I was like going through everything. And then when my husband came home, I was like, oh my God, like life is going to be so much better. And I have no reason to feel sad. And like, I'm about to be so happy and just so in this like bliss of everything. And I'm going to have more help with my children now and da 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 da. I was happy probably for like a month. And then my depression like fully like just was like, no, like you can't be happy. Like I would lay in the bed for hours at a time. I was miserable. I would cry. And it really was taking a toll on my marriage. My husband would just like look at me and be like, I'm home and you're still sad? Like, I don't get it. What are you sad about? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, I just always would feel like, oh my God, like there has to be like so much more to life than this, you know? It was so dark. Like, it's weird. Like, it was dark. And then I made a vow to myself that I would start going to therapy. You know what? I'm going to do a video on therapy because like, this is like, it's such a great subject, you guys. It's so good. But I started going to therapy. Actually, I think it was a couple days after my 30th birthday. No, it was right before my 30th birthday. I told myself before my 30th birthday, I'm going to go to therapy and I'm going to go to therapy for a year. I started therapy and, I had this amazing Black therapist. She's just like everything to me. And in the beginning, I talked to her every week. And every week, the first day I talked to her, it was so weird. She was literally like, oh, like, tell me about yourself. And I'm like talking about like, oh, I have 4 children and my husband, and and I'm like talking about them and stuff. And she's like, okay, yeah, like, but you haven't really told me much about you. Like, who are you outside? My children are so annoying. Anyways, she's like, who are you outside of being a wife and being a mom? And I remember I was quiet for a second and I was like, I don't know. And I was like crying and she was just looking at me like, no, like therapy like really changed my life. Being able to have like my feelings validated, being able to, learn like tricks and things to help with my depression and coping with my anxiety and learning how to let things go, learning how to forgive, learning how to not overwhelm myself. Because a lot of times being a mom, being a wife, you overwhelm yourself. You feel like you have to take care of everybody else before you take care of yourself. And we just do it. And so there's times when I'm like, that laundry's about to stay there. Because I don't feel like putting it away right now. If I put it away right now, it's going to add to my stress. And I'm not doing that. There's times when I'll text my husband and be like, I didn't cook today because it was going to add to my stress. And I didn't feel like doing it. And, you know, it's like taking the time to say, no, that's so important. Self-care is so important. Saying like, no, I don't want to do that. Nope, that doesn't work for me. Nope, I don't feel comfortable with that. Being able to look at somebody and say, yeah, like, that plan doesn't work for me. Sorry. Like, I have to think about myself, not canceling things for myself. That was a commitment I made to myself too, was like, I'm not going to cancel stuff. I'm going to keep promises to myself. And that has helped so much with me dealing with depression. And you know, it's an ongoing battle. It's an everyday thing, and it's taking it one day at a time. And you know, a lot of times I take the time to just remind myself of the things that to be grateful for. I write in my journal a lot, and that helps, you know. And I speak my mind, and I speak my truth, and I don't care about if it makes people uncomfortable, because it's not about them. It's about me. It's about my growth, and it's about me getting better. I really hope that if anybody is out there struggling with depression, like, make sure you just get help, take care of yourself, self-care, talk to someone, and it's okay. It's okay to feel depressed, especially moms. Like, moms, it's okay if you feel depressed. It's okay if you feel lonely. It's okay if you're tired. Those are all valid feelings. You are freaking superwoman, and you're amazing, and you are enough. I say that to my sisters. You're enough. You're killing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Be kind to yourself, because you're amazing and you're killing it, girl. Keep doing it. Keep being an amazing mom. Keep being a queen, and keep taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Thanks for watching my video, you guys. That's pretty much all I had to say today. I will do a video on therapy and just like some tips and stuff like that on how to find a therapist, and you know, what's best for you. Is therapy for you? Honestly, I think therapy is for everybody. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. More videos to come. Make sure you share, subscribe, like, and comment. Love you guys. Take care.